thank you for such a robust genealogy. And thinking of your presentation in that way, I'm thinking of hearing your references to the classical pragmatists and their role in the genealogy, and you stress and explain why so, Peirce and Dewey. And you just make a passing reference to James is not particularly relevant to the genealogy that you're referring to, I take it. But then other things you say suggest possibilities for perhaps James's re-entry into that genealogy. A couple of examples, your references to linguistics in terms of not learning language, but coming into practice. It has a James-ean air to it, or the reference to experience, not in the inputs to learning, but the learning itself. Or the example you gave of the many examples you gave of non-discursive practices, which offers some reminders of James's ideas of sentiments of rationality and different kinds of rationality. I wonder, what are your thoughts about James's role in the genealogy at perhaps different junctures?
Well, I mean, I don't have a detailed story to tell about that. I mean, as I say, my teacher Rorty, James was the philosopher for him, even though he referred to Dewey more often, but James was the one he really resonated with. I mean, I picked Peirce and Dewey to talk about because Kant and Hegel are more front and center for them in a way that they were not for James, and language took a pride of place over, I don't know, at least experience the way James uses it sometimes when he's being a neutral monist, for instance. I mean, I think Dewey would have been happy to say that there's no human experience without language, for instance, that was an essential feature of it. James sometimes. So I don't have a detailed story about sort of how James fits into this. He must. I mean, it's, but those are the reasons I focused on Peirce and Dewey. And I have to say, they're the ones I find myself learning from about the topics that I care about.
There may be possibilities there, especially, for example, in the different ways of understanding language in terms of more holistic comprehension, such as your linguistic reference, versus the idea of language as denotation of particular meaning.
I think this is absolutely true. I mean, the meaning of truth is clear that it's a holistic coherence approach to meaning. So it's not really about truth, I think. And that's very important both to Kant and to Hegel. It's important to the later people like Sellers, who I also see picking up these strands. So, I mean, that's really the part of the corpus I would look at for addressing these issues, pragmatic semantics and so on. But I haven't done that.